Chapter 3. Echoes of Shadows. The city was cast in a shroud of mist as Detective Michael Donovan's steps echoed against the wet pavement. His thoughts were a turbulent whirlwind, the cryptic symbols haunting his every waking moment. The moon's feeble light struggled to pierce the thick mist, lending an eerie quality to the surroundings. Donovan's mind raced, seeking patterns, connections, anything that would unravel the enigma that was the Manhattan Ripper. Inside the dimly lit basement of a forgotten bookstore, Donovan had arranged to meet Nathaniel Hale. The place reeked of aging paper and dampness, and the faint flicker of candlelight cast dancing shadows across the walls. Donovan's heart thudded as he awaited the arrival of the man who claimed to hold insight into the mind of the Ripper. Footsteps echoed in the distance, growing closer, until a figure emerged from the shadows. Nathaniel Hale's eyes held a haunted intensity, a mixture of trepidation and resolve. "Detective Donovan, thank you for meeting me." Donovan nodded, his gaze steady. "You claim to know the Ripper. You claim a connection." Nathaniel's voice was a whisper, laden with a sorrow that seemed to stretch beyond his years. "I knew him once. I knew the darkness that consumed him." Donovan leaned forward, his intent clear. "Tell me, Nathaniel. Tell me about the man who became the Ripper." Nathaniel's eyes drifted, as if lost in the haunting memories of the past. His name was Elias Hart. He was brilliant, charismatic, with a future that shone brighter than the sun. Donovan's eyebrows furrowed. "What happened to him?" Nathaniel's voice trembled. "Tragedy, unimaginable loss. It shattered him, twisted him. The Elias I knew was consumed by grief, by a desire for vengeance." "Vengeance against who?" Donovan pressed, his curiosity piqued. Nathaniel's gaze met Donovan's, his eyes pools of darkness. "The city that failed him, the society that turned a blind eye to his suffering." Donovan's mind raced, the puzzle pieces clicking into place. The victims, they were all connected to his past. He's seeking retribution. Nathaniel nodded, his voice laden with regret. "I tried to help him, to ease his pain, but the darkness consumed him. He became the embodiment of his own despair." Donovan's thoughts swirled, his understanding deepening. The symbols, they're his way of revealing his past, his pain. Nathaniel's eyes were heavy with a burden only he could understand. "He's inviting you to follow the path he tread, to understand the torment that forged him." As the candle's flame flickered, casting elongated shadows around them, Donovan's resolve solidified. "We need to find Elias Hart, to confront the man behind the Ripper." Nathaniel's voice held a mixture of urgency and resignation. "But be warned, Detective, Elias is a reflection of the darkest corners of the human soul. Confronting him may unveil truths that are as chilling as the abyss." Donovan's grip tightened on the edge of the table. "I've faced monsters before. I won't be swayed." Nathaniel's eyes held a mixture of gratitude and sorrow. "Then go to the place where his descent began, where his world crumbled." As Donovan left the dim basement and stepped back into the mist-shrouded city, his mind raced with newfound purpose. He knew that confronting Elias Hart would take him deeper into the heart of darkness, into a web of pain, retribution, and haunting echoes that had defined the path of the Manhattan Ripper. The hunt was far from over, and Donovan was prepared to follow the shadows until they led him face to face with the man who had become a monster.